right. Hey, it is Jesse James, and I'm here with the new broadcast team for Montana State football, which, by the way, the season kicks off August 31st with a road game against Texas Tech, a big game. But let's introduce you to the voice of the Bobcats. This is Jason Alvine.
Jesse, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I can't complain. It's a great day in Bozeman.
All right, so you have a little history with Montana State. You've been doing Montana State women's basketball and also working on football as the color analyst.
Yeah, last year was the color analyst. First 2 years, I was the sideline reporter for Montana State, working with Coach Binford over there as the women's basketball director of operations and play-by-play voice for them as well. So it's a little bit of a full slate, but it's been fun so far.
All right, so give us a little background on yourself. You know, where'd you grow up? Are you an athlete? I mean, you look athletic much more than myself. Where'd you grow up, and what brought you here?
I'm a Colorado kid. I grew up in Loveland, Colorado, same place that one of your voices may have migrated from. Allie came from Loveland as well, but grew up there, played some high school sports, and maxed out at mediocre high school athlete. So I just always enjoyed sports. Dad was a high school coach growing up, so for football, and just always kind of migrated towards being around athletics, different sports, whatever was in season, I would try to play very mediocrely, as I mentioned, but we had some fun and, ended up here, did some stuff at Northern Colorado for their women's basketball program for 6 years. I was the voice of their program, did volleyball and baseball there. Went back and got my master's at Idaho State from the Bengals there in athletic administration. Didn't do any radio while I was there, and then that kind of led to a combination role here at Montana State. So I guess you could say I've been lingering around the Big Sky Conference for the better part of a decade.
So has it been a goal for you to become the voice of the Bobcats? I mean, is this realizing a dream for you?
It really is. There was a lot of high school games that were called a long time ago, and when I got to Northern Colorado, it was a goal to maybe get that gig. But they've got a great guy over there, Troy Coverdale, that does their games. He's been there for a long time and does a great job. And I realized if I wanted to become a voice somewhere, I would have to try to get out of there, and so took some steps, and here I am, and kind of a dream come true.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jason. Now we'll go over to Zach Mackey. He is actually filling the shoes of Jason Alvine from last year. He is the new color. Small shoes. I don't know. He might have bigger shoes. Just looking at him. But this is Zach Mackey. Your first year here at Montana State. Give us a little history on you. Where did you grow up? What brought you here? Are you an athlete? Did you play basketball? I mean, I know as a tall person, you probably get that question a lot.
I'm 1 week in here at Bozeman, getting here just last week. But I grew up in the Quad Cities, right on the Mississippi River in Illinois, in Geneseo, Illinois, and then went to school at the University of Iowa and spent 4 years there, got into radio, working there, and also worked in the Iowa football offices in the recruiting department. I then did a lot of the pregame, postgame for football, as well as filling in on basketball broadcasts. I was the voice of the Iowa baseball team and followed them through the last 3 years. And excited for the opportunity now to be a part of the football broadcast and then the basketball broadcast here at Montana State too.
All right. So being from sort of a flatter area of the States, how are you liking the mountains?
Yeah, it's different. It's different when you look out there and see the mountains and everything. It's cool. It's something better than just maybe rolling cornfields everywhere.
But the only thing is you can't see a tornado coming from 10 miles away.
No, that's true. That's the thing I was telling Jason. We get the wind coming through here, and my mind goes to a tornado right away, but there's that's not going to be happening up here in the mountains.
Well, all right. Really looking forward to the upcoming Bobcat football season. Also, just to add, Zach is going to be the voice of women's basketball. Men's basketball. He's the voice of men's basketball, but you can hear him calling men's basketball, and starting August 31st with the season opener for Montana State football against Texas Tech, you'll be able to hear these guys in action for every Bobcat football game on 100.7 XL Country.